So, as discussed once before, darling, I did not watch Murder House the first season of American Horror Story. So, I don't mind y'all getting me in check and telling me what's tea or what I messed up, etc. Continue to do it, child. I'm not going to have the time to watch Murder House the whole season and then, you know, I guess come back and tell y'all what I've learned or whatever. But I will definitely watch Murder House the full season, and I will let y'all know. And I will probably do just let me know if y'all want a full video on Murder House. I know it happened whenever years ago, but just so that I can tie into the clues, because obviously the season is a mix between Murder House and Coven. So if so that I can put the pieces together. But in the meantime, before I actually watch Murder House, y'all tell me the tea. I don't mind it. I don't care about spoilers. Just let me know, hell, because this season 8 and Murder House is season 1. So if I mix up anything or get something wrong or whatever, y'all tell me in the comments. Be like, no, sis, this what really happened. This who this is, whatever. Let me know, darlings. Okay, so this episode began, and I'm kind of proud of I'm able to get this video out early or earlier than usual because I didn't go to work yesterday, child. I'm a little under the weather, under the knife, and yeah. Okay, so the episode began with Sister Girl. What's her name? Adina Porter's character. I believe her name is Dinah. Well, she's the news lady, when it first starts off on season 8. So I guess she's still playing that, character or whatever. Anyway, they didn't say her name. Y'all tell me Sister Girl name, Adina Porter's character, the black lady, in here. But anyway, it starts off with her slicing this white woman's chest up. She had this little voodoo doll, looked like a damn crocodile, and she stuck a pin in it. I ain't got no damn dolls. She stuck a pin in it. And, voodoo. You sticking a pin in the dolls. You have a sample of the person's hair, etc. And, it's like you're actually stabbing them when you're not actually stabbing them, as if you're physically going up to them with a knife and stabbing them. But, you're stabbing them, they feel it. So Sister Girl's heart is just busted. Busted. All out on the screen. And I was just like, Lord, she put her heart in a bag. Then the next scene, we see her at this lady's house, this rich housewife house, and she was just like, you got the goods, and she held it up. She took Sister Girl's heart out and put it in a Ziploc bag. So they commence to taking the heart out, putting a sample of the lady, I guess her hair or whatever it is, but she used toenails. She was just like, you can't stand your husband. She was just like, no, I can't stand my husband's dick. Apparently the lady who got the heart torn out by Adina Porter, she was the mistress, and her husband, this rich housewife, this lady's husband, was sleeping with her, so she wanted to kill her. I would have just killed my husband instead of the other woman, but I guess their lifestyle, I don't know. But anyway, so that happened, and she put strawberries in it, this whole little mixture. And the housewife, she had this tube. The housewife looks a lot like the white lady with the red hair on Claws on TNT with Niecy Nash and all them. She looks just like her. Now I don't know if that was her or not, but it does look like her. Anyway, so she had this funnel, and she had the mixture in her hand. The husband was tied up. I guess they got the husband to do that kind of shit, because she was just like, oh, daddy, I'm giving you the ride of your life. And, tied him up. He's an old freak child. Blindfolded everything. So, Adina Porter, she forced his mouth open, put the funnel in his mouth, and poured the mixture. The lady's heart, toenails, strawberries, whipped cream, truffle butter, and juice. Poured it all down the man's mouth. And then she took it out, snatched it out, and held him down real quick. Put all her force into her body and held him down real quick. And then he just kind of passed out. And at that moment, she got up off of him. She was just like, "Yeah, at this point, when he wake up, your husband will not have eyes for any other woman except for you." She was just like, "Thank you, sis," and she paid her. So while Adina Porter, she going outside, she was gonna get in her car. Cordelia ends up walking up, which is like, "Hey, how are you?" And Adina Porter was just like, "You got a lot of nerve coming up to me after you done killed our great queen, God rest her soul," talking about Marie Laveau. Her sister girl, she's dibbling dabbling into voodoo. I guess back then, that's as far as when you were black, that's, I guess, in a witch, I guess is what you practice, was voodoo. So Cordelia was just like, "Look, I need your damn help." She was just like, "I need you to I need help. I need you to summon up Papa Legma for me. There's a great evil that's coming over this world, and I need your help." She was just like, "Well, I mean, hell, for the right price, I want 100,000 on my desk tomorrow morning." Cordelia was just like, "Okay, sis, I got you." So, y'all know Papa Legma is the king of voodoo. Papa Legma scares the shit out of me. Just every time I see him, every time I look at him, he just scares me deep. I do believe that Papa Legma is real. Look at the music industry. I don't know. I love Mountain Dew. So anyway, we cut to a scene, and we see sister girl, Joan Collins. She's doing her thing, and she's we don't realize she's acting. We just cut to a scene where she's arguing with her husband, and she ended up cutting his damn guts out, just spilling all out on the scene. There was a lot of guts in this episode and things, and body parts and insides, and yeah. But anyway, he fell out on the floor, and then she looked over at him as he was dying and said, "And also, I wanted to let you know that I fucked your business partner since 1972. I hollered. Then I guess it was her little granddaughter upstairs was just like, "Oh, Grandma, when's Santa Claus coming?" She was just like, "Go back to bed, darling. I'll let you know when he arrives." So she dragging about him. Then all of a sudden, there's a ring at the door, and it's Santa Claus dressed up. She was just like, "Child, I don't give to charity." And then she closed the door in his face. Then she looked at the news, and the news was just like, "Hey, there's this crazy Santa man on the loose, a serial killer, lock your doors." And she realized, oh shit, that was that man that just came to my house. So all of a sudden she hears some rocking in the chimney, and then the man come down, and it's crazy killer Santa Claus. The little girl hooping and hollering. She get the little girl and throw her ass out the window, say, "Go to the neighbor's house and tell them what's tea." So the Santa Claus, he's banging on the bedroom door, knocking down the door. He gets in. Then all of a sudden Santa Claus is coughing, and we realize they're just acting. Oh, Sister Joan Collins, named Bubbles on the show, she was just like, can somebody get Santa a cough drop? Then she ends up walking on set, etc. And we find out that she's a witch, child. Now this is before. Now what we're doing now is we're just retracing our steps, and we're just talking about what's leading up to the actual apocalypse, right? When the show first started, when the season first started, the apocalypse had just happened, right? So we're just talking about the backstory and explaining everything, and then I guess eventually they're going to get back to, when the apocalypse happened, etc. Okay, so she's talking, and the assistant's taking her belt off, etc. Then all of a sudden we see Madison comes up, and she was just like, "Oh dear, the rumors are truly true. You were the reason that I left, one of the reasons why I left the coven. I have real talent. I am the only actress that is a part of the coven." Madison's just like, "Bitch, I ain't got time for your old ass. Whore. There's somebody that is trying to take over the world. The Antichrist is real. He's here. He's alive. And we got to defeat him. You've been summoned, bitch, so come on." So the next scene that we see is Myrtle, Madison, and Bubbles Boots. She's there. I wonder how y'all know Evan Peters' character played Bubbles grandson. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that came about. It's little things that are just kind of murky, in the waters. But I guess it all come together at some point, I'm sure. So they're all talking, and we find out that Bubbles' true power is just to read people's minds, and she can hear thoughts, etc. She knows exactly what people are thinking. The waiter comes by, and he was just like, "Oh, I've seen this old lady before," talking about how many kind of panties she has on, and she was just like, "Silver today, but usually I like to wear none." The waiter was so scared and nervous, he walked off. I hollered. He ain't coming back to that table no more. Y'all got to get y'all own sweet tea. So they were all out talking, and Madison was just like, "Look, this is serious. Me and Billy Porter, we done went back, and we done found out some tea. So we need all y'all hoes to come together, seriously, because we got to defeat this man." So they agreed. They figured that Landon, he has some allies, and what Aunt Myrtle's mission is to do is her and Bubbles to go over there to the Warlocks to go see Ariel and the other guy, BD Wong, to go see them, and figure out what they're really thinking, what their really plan is, to do, which is pretty much just to destroy the witches. And so she didn't want to do it at first, so they ended up going. So they ended up going over there to the Warlock's chambers to see what's going on. They set out. They had a real nice dinner for everybody. They planned it all out. And it's basically, they don't know that she, that's her power is to read minds, but that's what they came to do. So they're sitting there eating, just having conversation. Myrtle ended up bringing out this expensive wine. Myrtle is old bougie heifer. They're talking, and Ariel's thoughts, he was just like, "Oh, I can't wait to annihilate them. I can't wait to kill them." Also found out that they killed one of their own. Ariel, y'all remember Ariel set it up for Miss Meat to kill Mark. Remember, she killed him when, it was pumping gas and stuff, slit his ankles and shit. I was like, Lord Jesus. So yeah. So she ended up getting the tea and was just like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to kill them before they kill us, because the Warlocks is after us." The only Warlock that's on their side is Billy Porter and Mark, because they ended up bringing him back. Okay, so anyway, let's push on to, let me see, not Mark, John Henry. What am I thinking? John Henry, that's his name. So anyway, so let's push on to the Coven House. We have Queenie, Zoe, and Mallory. They're just sitting around, just talking, shooting the shit. Coco comes in. She was just like, "Oh my gosh, I just discovered a new discovery, y'all. I just discovered some things. I just discovered some new powers." Now, we know Coco's power is pretty much, she can tell how many calories that's in foods or whatever. I need her around when I start back my diet plan. But, that's pretty much her powers. It's the extent of her powers for right now. We don't really know. But, yeah. I just thought it was silly they made Coco a witch. I was just like, why would you bring her back? But, she's for shits and giggles. I get it. So anyway, she's back, and, they're putting all this food in front of her face, having her read, and, see how much each, how many calories is in each. She does well. Then all of a sudden, Queenie was just like, "Okay, well, how much is this? How many calories are in this?" She was like, 80 calories. And they was just like, "There's no way it's only 80 calories in that very sweet dessert, that very sweet treat." And she was like, "It's only 80 calories." And we found out it's 80 calories because Queenie had bit off a piece of it. So, obviously they're not down the calories. So Coco ended up taking the treat that Queenie bit off of and started eating it. Then Sister Girl started to choke. Everybody's just like, "What the hell going on? What's wrong with you? What the hell?" She just started choking and choking and choking and choking and choking. And then she ended up dying, just right there, flatline. Everybody just looking around. The only person that's calm is Mallory. Don't you know Mallory got down on her knees She literally, with magic, opened her throat up, took the thing that was choking her ass out, put it over to the side, and sealed her neck back up as if she was never touched. And then she just woke up and just started breathing like it was nothing. And Zoe was shocked by this whole entire thing. Zoe was like, I've never seen no shit like this in my life. Like, what is really going on? Zoe was so shocked and amazed by Mallory's powers. She went on to talk to Sister Cordelia. Sister Cordelia sitting there on the bed. She was just like, Lord, my power is fading. I just don't know what the hell to do. You know, I feel like Landon is the new supreme. But she was just like, well, child, I just seen some shit from Mallory you wouldn't believe. We ain't never seen nothing like this before. So she was just like, you know, Zoe was like, look, I don't think that Landon is the new supreme. I think that Mallory is the new supreme. She was like, what whore? Mallory's the new supreme. So Cordelia had a scene with we're gonna say Dinah, which is Adina Porter, and I found out that Billy Porter and Adina Porter are not actually related. Thank y'all for whoever said that. I appreciate that. Adina Porter and Billy Porter look so much alike. It's not just they have the last name. You can have the last name of somebody, but they actually look alike. Like their jawline, like they look so similar to me. So anyway, she went to go talk to Papa Legma. I already told y'all Papa Legma scares the shit out of me. I hate to look at him. So she went to go talk to Papa Legma, Cordelia, and Adina Porter, and she summoned up Papa Legma. Then he came and appeared. Cordelia wants Papa Legma to open up the pits of hell since he's the voodoo king, etc. He lived down there. That's where he's stationed at. Wants him to open up the pits of hell, and so she can put Landon's ass in there so he can just do shit in the hell. Because he's the Antichrist anyway. He need to be down there with his daddy. Instead of up on earth bothering us. We ain't bothering you. Why you bothering us? So Papa Legma was just like, okay, I could possibly do that for you, but I need something from you. All of a sudden, Nan appears. Y'all remember Nan, child from the Coven, Lord Lepo Nan. Y'all remember Fiona, I believe. Fiona was the one that sacrificed Nan to the, pits of hell or whatever. I forgot what's it was actually, they drowned her. Fiona and Marie Laveau, I believe. They sacrificed Nan. I remember they drowned her in the tub. Shoved her ass down. And so, yeah, I was just like, Lord. I forgot the actual reasoning why they did that. Maybe to keep them alive. Because they know he needed a soul. Yeah, because I remember Marie took the baby. And that's how she been staying looking so young, so long, Angela Bassett. Because she was, sucking the soul out of babies. Yeah. Y'all clear that up in the comments for me. Why exactly did Marie Laveau and Fiona, because I know at one point there was a tag team. Why did they kill Nan? Why did they sacrifice Nan to the devil, Papa Legma? Y'all tell me. So anyway, cut to this. Papa Legma, he was just like, look, I'm gonna need another subject because Nan has been a good little helper in hell, and I'm gonna need another subject. So what I would like is all your girls. Cordelia was just like, no, you can't take all my girls. Take me. Don't take all my girls. He was like, you ain't worth shit, Cordelia. You finna die. You finna expire. You look like you getting ate up. Like, you going through something. She was like, you ain't enough. She was like, I'm the most powerful witch. He just started laughing. He was like, child, please, but you're old and you're aging, so you ain't worth shit. It hurt my feelings. So she was just like, no deal. And so he got up. He was just like, okay, whore, no deal. And vanished. Him and Nan off into hell. Adina Porter was just like, oh, you's a stupid wench. This boy finna take over the whole world and kill everybody in the damn world. Everybody in the world. And you gonna sacrifice a few of your witches for everybody in the whole world. You's a selfish cunt. And I ain't got nothing else to say to you. Okay, so what else happened? So, let's see. So, the witches, they ended up summing up Mr. Henry, John Henry. They ended up they went exactly, a few of them, not all the witches. They went exactly where he was burned at by Miss Meat. After she cut his ankle, she burned his ass. They went down there, and Zoe, she was able to do something with her hands, child, and then his ashes came. So, you know, they did a little spell. Mallory ended up bringing John Henry back from the dead, and, you know, he was coughing. They was just like, look, something is going on with me. They was just like, yeah, you just awoke, child. You was burnt to death. He coughing and hacking. I was waiting on somebody to give him some water. Nobody gave him any water. I was like, Lord. So he ended up saying, no, you know, Billy Porter, he's still there. They was like, no, nobody, none of my people, none of my warlock homeboys killed me. It was a woman that killed me. Cordelia had a conversation with Coco, wanted Coco to go out to get Miss Meat, you know, the one who killed John Henry. Wanted her to kill her because that's one of Landon's subjects. So if you kill all Landon's little helpers, killing Landon shouldn't be as hard because, you know, he don't have help. But he's the devil, so I'm sure he can, you know, just create more little subjects, create a whole army of people. But we'll see, I guess. So what happened then was we see Miss Meat at the butcher. You know, she's always at the butcher, child, getting goat's feet and all kinds of stuff for sacrifices. And then in the little mirror at the top in the butcher store, we see Coco. And then Coco knocks on her window. She was just like, I hope you like hell, bitch. I hope you like burning. Child, you know, Miss Meat always got a gun on her. Miss Meat ended up shooting Coco in the chest. Why did Cordelia just send Coco out there like a fool? Coco ain't got no... Coco can't do nothing but tell Miss Meat how many calories is in that damn goat foot. I was just like, why Cordelia sent Coco dense ass out there? But anyway, she ended up shooting Coco. We thought Coco was dead that quick. Mallory went around to save her to get the bullet out. But it was just apparently something, I guess, just to knock her out, make her go to sleep. And it almost worked because Miss Meat was just like, yeah, I'm going to use you with my stew. All of a sudden, we see this guy come up, and handsome, I believe, albino guy. I was like, oh, who is that? I think he's a model. I've seen him before. But anyway, he ended up putting putting cover over Miss Meat, Kathy Bates, and ended up dragging her ass in there. And another guy came up and scooped Coco up. She wasn't dead. She was just getting ready to go to sleep. So they had got, you know, one of the subjects, one of Landon's allies. So they needed the other two. Meanwhile, we have B.D. Wong and Ariel. Y'all tell me B.D. Wong's character on the show. His name. Y'all tell me his name. I guess it don't matter now because he dead. But y'all still tell me his name. So they needed, you know, they were Landon's other two subjects. They know exactly who Landon is. He's the devil. And they think they're stupid enough to think that, you know, oh, you know, now a male is going to be the most powerful witch in the world. But not even thinking that Landon going to kill y'all clowns too. But whatever. So, B.D. Wong and Ariel, they had created this kind of concoction that was basically like ashes, and it was designed to kill all the women, all the witches. They showed a scene where if it would have been effective, he would have blowed the ashes, you know, all in the witch's face, and they bleed from the inside out to death. So all of a sudden we see Cordelia with Myrtle and, you know, Mallory, I believe, and a few of the other ones. They ended up coming to the Warlock Chambers. It was just like, oh, you concocting this little spell. Well, actually, one of my people, one of the witches, the female witches, they actually did this shit back in the day, and all y'all did was reverse it. Because when we did it, it was to kill the men. And now y'all doing this to kill the women. Y'all ain't slick. Cordelia set that thing right on fire. And Ariel was just like, and your powers are fading. That's why your powers are fading. She was like, oh, my powers are fading, huh? She did this, child. Sealed both of their mouths up. They couldn't say nothing. Nothing, child. So we find out, disrespecting, killing one of your own people, one of your fellow witches, which they killed John Henry, and doing all the other shit you done did, and on top of being the allies of the Antichrist, your ass got to die by death by fire, child. The same way they did Myrtle in the Coven. And briefly, Cordelia talked about how she had to do something. She did something where she almost died, and she talked about how when she brought Myrtle back, y'all know they burnt Myrtle at the stake, child. Fiona them did, and she had to bring Myrtle back, because Myrtle was just like, I told you not to bring me back, because she slit herself and put her hand over the fire, I guess to feel what Myrtle felt, being burnt to death, and then she let go real quick and Myrtle appeared. Cordelia brought Myrtle back and a few of the other ones back, all for a purpose, and then sending the witches that she brought back, or just the witches that was already there, sent them each out to go and get the other witches, because they all need to get together to try to kill the Antichrist. It was the hardest trying to bring Myrtle back, for sure. But Cordelia, this was, she said 2 years ago on the TV, she knew that there was an evil that was coming, which was Michael Landon, and she just needed to gather up all her girls, the girls who had passed on to glory and the girls who are still here. Anyway, cut back to this. So we have Miss Meat, we have Ariel, and we have B.D. Wong. They, at the stake, child, just sitting there. They tied up. Child, they tied up to these sticks, and they just pouring gasoline on their ass. Then all of a sudden, John Henry ended up coming out the gates, coming out the bike. And he was just like, oh, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all killed me. Oh, okay, I'm finna kill y'all. And as the spell goes, the only person that can kill a fellow witch is a witch that's just like them. So, meaning that a warlock, if a warlock commits some kind of crime, another warlock has to, kill them. So the witches couldn't do it. He had to, do it, burn them. So they poured the gasoline on him. Miss Meat talking shit the whole time. Oh, you tied and through, and it don't matter. I done seen the pits of hell. The end is near. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Child, the little men in black, they poured the gasoline on them, and John Henry did like this and set all three of their ass on fire, child. And they, B.D. Wong and Ariel, they couldn't even say nothing because their mouth was still sworn shut. Miss Meat sitting there grinning the whole fucking time. And I was just like, that lady's really evil, I tell you. So the witches ended up walking off. Next week, though, it's going to be good as well. We're going to, I guess, get more into Landon's story, and we're going to see, I guess, him, in this whole devil church that they got going on, because he is, the master of it. But he don't really know what he's doing. He's still young, but, he just know that he's the devil and hell. So, we're going to see all his little subjects worshiping him, and it's very interesting how this is coming about. Very interesting. This show, I tell you, every single episode gets better and better. Y'all, let's talk about it in the comment section. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at ItsKingsWorld on Instagram and Twitter, at ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on PayPal. Much appreciated. And with that said, I'll see you guys later, darlings. Bye.